This is VOS TV, and you're welcome to our news bulletin for this hour. I am Austin Ironing. Thanks for joining us. First, the headlines. Organized civil society groups protest against police brutality and extortion in Benin City. Benin City residents raise alarm over the danger of one-party states. Plus, Peter Obi discloses reason for backing a coalition movement. Now, the news in detail. Organized civil society groups in Benin City today took to the streets to protest police brutality and extortion in the states. Our correspondent, Dennis Obidia, reports that the group also called on the Edo State government to follow due process in the demolition of property linked with criminal activities. Here is the complete report.
A coalition of civil society groups and human rights activists in Edo State, under the auspices of Edo State Civil Society Organization, on Monday, May 19, took to the street to protest against police brutality and extortion, occasioned by the recent total crackdown on courtesan and kidnappings by the Edo State government. The protesters, who marched around the ring road to the inner center of the King Square, causing gridlocks at King Square and Adjoni Road, held various placards with inscriptions such as "We support fight against courtesan, Edo lives matters," among others. The King Square and environs were under tight surveillance as teams of policemen were on ground to ensure that there was no breach of peace and order. The protesting groups first port of call was the Edo State Government House, where they submitted a letter to the governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, to express their displeasure over the manner in which the Edo State police are handling the fight against courtesans. They accused the police of hiding under the fight against courtesans to brutalize and extort money from the populace. They added that the numerous checkpoints everywhere in Benin City are for their selfish interest and not to checkmate or avert criminalities in the society. Speaking at the event, the coordinator of Edo State Civil Society Organization, Leftist Omobude Awo, bar it up, saying that the protest was against police brutality and extortion, adding that when fighting crimes, due process should be followed.
We have said time without number. In fact, Edo Civil Society Organization have done rallies, sessions, and campaigns more than 7 or 8 times in the last 8 or 9 years to campaign against courtesan.
Other members of the group also expressed their minds at the event, imploring the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, to use his good office to address the issue, emphasizing that if the issue is not addressed as he had promised, they will have no other option than to take to the street again.
Tell them, their boys, to not harass the youth, because the youth vote for them in. So if the youth, all of them go oko. If the election come, who will come vote for them? So I beg, we they try to make, not say we they follow them, they fight. Make them do right thing. If you don't do right thing, everybody will enjoy them.
Every office that is coming to fish out every courtist in Edo State to look into this issue. This issue is not an issue of just an office issue. It's an issue for every Edolite.
Pains us most is the way the outcome of it, the way our security agents, police specifically bring it up. It makes us to cry.
So they just went out together on motor. So before you know, police just...
Oppression and injustice is a norm in this society, and especially in Edo State. And it's part of the reason why we are here today. A lot of persons initially misunderstood the reason why we came.
They arrest now even innocent people and frame them up to be a cultist. And by the time you deny, they use everything to hold you down. Or rather, when they see that there's no evidence to hold you back, they now ask you to pay.
Dennis Obidia, reporting for VOS TV, Benin City.
In another development, Edo State residents have expressed worries over the speed of mass defection from the opposition party to the ruling party. Our correspondent Dennis, again, who went to town to feel the impulse of the people, reports that the respondent also pointed out the danger associated with such phenomenon. Here is the complete report.
As 2027 elections approaches, political party defections or cross-carpeting has become a burning topical issue in Nigerian politics. As politicians are increasingly dumping one party for another, they perceived as a better platform that offer greater chances of success.
There's an inducement. People are inducing them to move for political gains. There is a fear from what is happening. There is a fear that in the next, if you don't move, they might bring some allegations against you. Do you get that? They might want to call EFCC or any other organization to probe you. So when you have such things against you, the best thing is to work. The option for you, for the politician, I've said that I'm very unstable, is to move to the party at the center so that nobody will come and probe him. Otherwise, people shouldn't move.
In the past, this kind of development was just a drop in the ocean. But recently, it is now the hallmark of the day, to the extent that many elected representatives have dumped their parties for another, daring any consequence just to secure political advantage or power. Just recently, former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, current governor of Delta State, Sheriff Obidia, and the entire Delta State House of Assembly members all defected to the All Progressive Congress from the People's Democratic Party.
I have said it, we must move to the right government instead of sitting opposition. APC is the right government. I thank those people who move. Even myself, I was a PDP, but when I saw the ruling party, I moved to APC. The normal thing. Instead of us to be fighting ourselves.
It's lack of corruption. It's in the sense that because their hand is not clean, greediness, that's why they are moving to a place where they will be safe. That's what I've seen in that case. In Nigeria, a time will come, there will be a lot of confusion in this country because, one, we don't have judiciary in this country. That is why you see them behave the way they are behaving, because there are a lot of corruption and everything. Corruption is getting deeper on a daily basis. It's like we don't have a leader. We don't have future. That's where I see the situation in this country.
In Edo State, the Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, Blessing Agbebaku, and all his supporters also defected from the PDP to APC. It is the same thing at the federal, state, and local government level throughout the federation. It is either they move from PDP to APC or from the Labour Party to APC. Those that have not defected yet are only waiting for the appropriate time to do so. Many Nigerians have expressed concerns over this development, bemoaning what the future holds for Nigeria and Nigerians. The hardest hit is the People's Democratic Party, PDP, followed by the Labour Party, where almost all their elected members have defected to the All Progressive Congress. In response to this development, the PDP hierarchy have held a series of meetings to carve a way out of this menace, but all ended in futility. It is sad that the whole scenario is happening when the PDP itself is embroiled in deep-rooted managerial crisis that has torn the party apart. They have strengthened their defected members with legal action to retain their mandate, but it is easier said than done, as the efficacy of that kind of litigation has not been properly defined or tested in the competent court of jurisdiction. As for the Labour Party, it is the same whip flogging the PDP that is whipping them as well, as no one knows which of the factions between Julius Abure and Lamidi Apapa is holding sway for the party. They have even found it difficult to call for a meeting to address the issue of defection in their party. In all of this, the greatest problem now is that it appears there is no opposition in Nigerian politics anymore. The high rate of defection has practically weakened the opposition parties, silenced their voice, and making it difficult to challenge the ruling All Progressive parties. And making it difficult to challenge the ruling All Progressive Congress. And making it difficult to challenge the ruling All Progressive Congress. The high rate of defections has practically weakened the opposition parties, silenced their voice, and making it difficult to challenge the ruling All Progressive Congress. thereby ending democratic values and reducing electorate interest in the process. The question now is, with this spate of defection that has bedeviled the nation's polity, is Nigeria sliding to a one-party state? And what will be the consequence of a one-party state in Nigerian politics? VOS TV went to town to sample people's opinion. Dennis Obidia reporting for VOS TV, Benin City.
Now, moving to the world of politics. The former governor of Anambra State and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, has disclosed his reasons for backing a coalition movement ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Our correspondent, Ijoma One, takes the story from here.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has clarified that his involvement in the coalition ahead of the 2027 election is focused on the fight against bad governance, hunger and poverty, not personal political ambition. Obi made this known while fielding questions from journalists regarding reports on the alleged agreement with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to serve as his Vice President in the upcoming 2027 election. The report has also claimed that Atiku agreed to serve for only one term and was willing to formalize the agreement in writing. Speaking at an event in Kobwa, where he donated to a school and hospital project organized by the Anglican Church, Obi neither confirmed nor denied the existence of such an agreement. Instead, he emphasized his commitment on the coalition mission. His remarks underscore his focus on national development and social welfare over political positioning. One Ijoma reporting for VOS TV News.
Now, moving to religious matters. The newly elected Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, has emphasized the need for peace, unity, and love among world leaders. The clergy gave the charge on Sunday at the St. Peter's Square in Rome during the marks of the pontification to officially begin his part-time ministry as a pope. Jude Aweke reports that President Bola Tinubu was among the world leaders that graced the occasion.
His first ride on the Pope's mobile. Pope Leo XIV greets thousands of pilgrims, including world leaders, converged here on the St. Peter's Square to witness his pontification as the 267th successor of St. Peter. His arrival kicks off the Holy Mass of Pontification, marking the beginning of his patron ministry as a pope. Pope Leo receives the symbols of his patron ministry. First, the pallium, a strip of lamb's wool symbolizing his role as a shepherd.
A cardinal deacon representing Europe, confers upon Pope Leo XIV the pallium. This liturgical insignia of the Roman pontiff is made of white wool and a symbol of the bishop as the good shepherd.
Christus filius Dei vivi.
Next, the fisherman's ring from Cardinal Tango. The fisherman's ring is a gold band bearing the image of Saint Peter casting its nets. It symbolizes the Pope's role as a fisherman. Behold Pope Leo XIV, first American pontiff in history.
Has roots in the New Testament, the Holy Father.
With the conferment of symbols of authority on him, representatives of the various parts of the church pledged their obedience to the new successor of St. Peter.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of this liturgy, the representatives of the various parts of the Catholic Church, the cardinals, bishops, priests, deacons, married people, and lay faithful, young people, come to pledge their obedience symbolically for the rest of the people of God to the new Pope, Pope Leo XIV. As we hear in the background, the choir sing, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven."
In his sermon, the 267th Pontiff emphasizes on unity, peace and love, particularly within the Church and among nations of the world. He calls for a united Church, a sign of communion in a world increasingly marked by division and misinformation. He urges communication that fosters peace and rejects the war of words.
We want to say to the world with humility and joy, look to Christ. Come closer to Him. Welcome His word that enlightens and consoles. Listen to His offer of love and become His one family. In the one Christ, we are one. This is the path to follow together among ourselves, but also with our sister Christian churches, with those who follow other religious paths, with those who are searching for God, with all women and men of goodwill, in order to build a new world where peace reigns.
The mass of inauguration of the Pope attracted world leaders including President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria, his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky, US Vice President J.D. Vance, among others.
It's consistent in the true sense of unity in diversity, and I'm greatly honored. We have to continue to work on it. It's a work in progress for the sake of our country and the continent as a whole.
Pope Leo XIV, first American Pope in history, was elected by the conclave on May 8 this year, following the death of his predecessor, Pope Francis. The pontifical inauguration mass heralds the start of his papacy. Jude Aweke, reporting for VOS TV News, Benin.
That is the size of our news bulletin for this hour. But before we go, a recap of our major stories. Organized civil society groups in Edo State protested against police brutality and extortion. We also brought you the report that Benin City residents raised alarm over the danger of one-party state. And finally, we brought you the report that Peter Obi has disclosed his reason for backing a coalition movement. On behalf of the production crew, led by Kelly Esegbe, I am Austin Ayeni. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.